Students, in this video session, we will be learning about Kirchhoff laws. First, we will start with Kirchhoff current law. And we have already learned what is meant by current. Let me take one simple example and I'll explain Kirchhoff law. I am considering a battery. This is having some EMF E. And this is connected with a tap key. And let me name this point as A and this point as B, right? You can connect. Now this is open circuit. In the open circuit, current will be zero because positive terminal of the battery and negative terminal of the battery are not connected with each other. Positive and negative terminals are not connected with each other. Therefore, it is open circuit. In an open circuit, current is equal to 0. Now this is open circuit, there is no current flowing through the circuit. Now I'll take one resistor and I will join in between A and B. I'm taking one resistor, its resistance is R1 and I am connecting in between A and B. Now even this is open circuit because tap key is open. This tap key which is present here, it is open. Unless you close this tap key, there will be no current flowing in the circuit. Now as it is open circuit, no current flow. Positive and negative terminal of the battery are not connected. Now you will be closing this switch. When you close this tap key, as the connection is made, current starts to flow in the circuit, and that current is conventional current direction. I am considering from positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal of the battery, and this current I name it as I. For the whole circuit, there is only one closed path. There is only one closed path in the circuit. As there is only one closed path here, current starts to flow from positive to negative terminal. Current at any point, if you see, current value will be remained same. Let me take this as P and let me take this as Q. Current at P is I, current at A is I, current at B is I, current at Q is also I. There is no division of current. Total charge flowing will be remained same throughout the circuit. So as there is only one path, total current at any part of the circuit, is same. There is no division of current. Current at P, A, B, Q, everywhere, as there is only single path. Charge which is flowing at P, same charge will be flowing at A, same charge will be flowing at B, same charge will be flowing at Q. Therefore, everywhere charge flow will be remained same, and everywhere current will be remained same, and that current I call it as I, which is not equal to 0 in this circuit. Now this is point number 1. In the open circuit, current will be 0, and in the closed circuit, current is non-zero, and in the closed circuit, the current division will not be there if there is only one single path. Now what I do, I will take one more resistor here and I will connect that resistor in between A and B, and I name that resistor as R2. What I am doing, I am taking one more resistor and that resistor I am adding in between A and B. Now the circuit is closed, as the circuit is closed, the current which is coming to point A at point P, current is I, and the current which is coming to this point A, there are two paths at A. Check it up. At A there are two paths. This is path 1 along the resistor R1, and this is path 2 along the resistor R2. Along resistor R2 there is another path. Now when the current coming over here to the point A, as there are two more wires which are connected between A and B, the current which is coming here get divided into two parts. One part I call it as I1, other part I will call it as I2. Okay, so at point A, the current which is coming over there is being divided into two parts because there are two paths for the current. Now first part enter through the resistor R1, second part enter through the resistor R2. From the first part, say for example, if I is equal to 10 ampere, I am considering 10 ampere of current is entering to point A, then that 10 ampere would get divided into two parts. One part it travel from R1 and the other part from R2. If I consider 6 ampere of current is flowing through path 1, definitely 4 ampere of current would flow from path 2, because 6 ampere whatever it is coming from path 1, 4 ampere coming from path 2, both get summed up, and finally you should get the same value I into the battery. How much current is flowing through this battery? From the battery it is starting 10 ampere, and when it enter definitely it should be 10 ampere. This is conservation of charge. Conservation of charge. You cannot produce, you cannot destroy the charge. It can be transferred from one part to other part. Conservation of charge. What is rate of charge flow? Rate of charge flow is called current. Therefore, current conservation of charge is obeyed in this case. Current get divided into two parts as there are two paths over here. For example, if I am considering one more path, if I take one more path here, say one more closed path I am considering, and that part is here. And this is resistor R3 and this is path 3. Okay. Now coming to point A, there are three paths for the current, 1, 2 and 3. How much amount of current is coming here? There is 10 ampere of current coming to point A, and that 10 ampere get divided into three parts according to their resistor values. R1, R2, R3 have different values. Therefore, corresponding to R1, R2, R3 values, you will be getting different currents flowing through this 1, 2, 3 paths. If 10 ampere of current is coming here, say for example, if 6 ampere is coming from the first one and 2 ampere is going from the second one, and then definitely 2 ampere will be going through this third one. Overall 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. That 10 ampere should reach this point B. Therefore, if there are more number of paths for the current, at that particular point, current get divided. And the point where current is divided is called a node. Now this point A is called node. Or it can be called as a branch. You can call it as a node or you can call it as a branch. Similarly, B is a point where all the currents are joining. I1, I2, I3 currents are joining at point B. Therefore, B is also called node or branch. So remember, at this nodal point, wherever there is a nodal point, at that nodal point, current division takes place. And current division takes place in such a way, how much amount of current is entering into the nodal point, that much amount of current will be divided into parts, because there are more paths, path here, path 1, path 2, path 3. Current entering into A get divided into 3 parts, and each part travel through one single path. So therefore, at nodal point A, at node A, you can write current entering is equal to current leaving. How much is current entering there? I is the amount of current which is entering to this nodal point A. Current leaving will be I1 plus I2 plus I3, because some part I1, I2 and I3 is traveling through these different paths. So therefore, I can be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. This is called Kirchhoff current law. This is called Kirchhoff current law. Current law is also called nodal law or junction law, because it is applicable only at nodes. And current law is the consequence of conservation of charge. As I already mentioned, the current law is the consequence of conservation of charge. From conservation of charge itself, we are deriving this current law. So everywhere law of conservation of charge holds good wherever it is division taking place, and the point where more than 2 wires meet is called as node. The point where more than 2 wires meet is called node. Generally, in large circuit, as many parts may be there in that circuit, the point where more than 2 wires are meeting, it is said to be as a nodal point. And whenever there is a nodal point, definitely current division takes place, and that current division takes place in such a way, current entering into the node is equal to current leaving from that particular node. There, this is called current law. Now in the figure shown, you could see few currents, like this is the nodal point, that is a nodal point, and currents entering here are I1, I2 and I3. So I1, I2 currents, I1, I2, I3 are entering into the nodal point, and I4, I5 are the currents which are leaving. See, arrow mark is outward, arrow mark is outward, currents are out. Therefore, currents entering is I1 plus, I2 plus, I3. Current leaving is I4 and I5. Leaving current, you can take it as negative. So it is minus I4 minus I5. That should be equal to 0. That means net current at node is equal to 0. Total amount of current at that particular node will be equal to 0. Current does not stay at that nodal point. Whatever current is entering there, definitely it will be leaving out from that particular point. So therefore, I net at the nodal point will be equal to 0. This is Kirchhoff current law. So some important points from Kirchhoff current law is, the point where current division takes place is called node. Current law is applicable only at nodes, and at the node, Kirchhoff current law states that at the node net current will be equal to 0, or current entering into the node is equal to current leaving from the node. And Kirchhoff current law is the consequence of conservation of charge. So this is like Kirchhoff current law is just the other form of conservation of charge. Net current at the nodal point will be equal to 0. That's point number 4. And point number 5, the number of KCL equations is equal to number of nodes minus 1. Suppose if there are 10 nodes in the circuit, Number of KCL equations which you can write is 10 minus 1. That means 9 KCL equations you can write. Okay. As I told you, here in this, there are 3 paths for the current. Current entering is I, and these 3 paths will be summed up at position B. This is A and this is B. At point A, you can write it as I is equal to I1, I2 and I3. So at A, you can write it as I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. And what about B? At B, you can write it as I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to I. Whatever the equation you have got at A, same equation you are getting at B. Therefore, how many nodes are there in the circuit? A is one node, B is one node. There are 2 nodes. But how many equations you are getting? These 2 equations. That means you can apply KCL at A, you will be getting first equation. KCL at B, you will be getting the second equation. But both are identical. As these 2 are identical, you can simply tell that the number of KCL equations which you are able to write in that circuit is equal to number of nodes minus 1. If 3 nodes, you can write 2 KCL equations. If 5 nodes are there, you can write 4 KVL equations. If 10 nodes are there, you can write 9 KVL equations. So that is one more important point concerned with Kirchhoff current law. Let me take one example concerned with Kirchhoff current law. See here, this is point A is a node and B is a node. At point A, there are 2 currents which are coming over there. 5 ampere is the current which is coming towards this A, and another 5 ampere is what current coming from the other path. So totally, how much is current entering here? Current entering will be equal to 5 ampere and 5 ampere. Current leaving should be definitely equal to current entering. So at A, at node A, 5 ampere plus 5 ampere is equal to current leaving. That current is equal to I, which is 10 ampere. Therefore, what is current entering from A to B? From A to B, totally 10 ampere of current will be flowing because there is only one single path. After coming to this B, how much current is entering into this point B? 10 ampere of current is entering into this point B. That should be divided into 3 parts because there are 3 different paths. Therefore, at node B, I can write current entering is equal to current leaving. How much is current entering there? 10 ampere of current is entering there. And how much is current leaving over there? It is I1 plus 4 ampere plus 3 ampere. This is 10 ampere minus 4 plus 3 is 7 ampere. This is equal to I1. I1 will be equal to 3 ampere. 3 ampere of current will be passing through this one. It is 3 ampere. So I1 is equal to 3 ampere. Like this, conservation of charge holds good everywhere at any nodal point. Conservation of charge will be valid within that particular circuit. Net current entering is equal to net current leaving. Therefore, you can find out unknown currents at any nodal point using Kirchhoff current law.